Is it a pain in the butt to be driving around and running errands in a motorhome? Why, yes, it is, because I don't have any other travel vehicle. So I have to drive around in this 30-foot motorhome if I want to go anywhere. The reason why I bought a motorhome as opposed to a fifth wheel trailer was because if I bought a fifth wheel RV trailer, then I would have had to buy that. I would have also had to have purchased a tow vehicle because I only had a Kia Forte at the time, and that's not a vehicle that can tow anything. So I would have had to purchase an RV as well as another vehicle to tow it, and that was just too much. I looked into possibly towing my Kia Forte behind my motorhome. However, I would have needed tow equipment to do that. It just would have been a whole thing, and since I didn't have any experience with RVs or driving a motorhome, I didn't want to do that. So I knew going into it that there was going to be some complications regarding camping with a motorhome, because anytime I wanted to go anywhere or do anything, I was going to have to do it in a motorhome. I turned my propane off. And plug from shore power. This is what I have to do before I leave my campsite. I have to stow everything away. When I had plants, I used to stow them in my shower. However, all my plants died. Got knocked over at some point in transit. Whenever I travel anywhere or go anywhere, I always have to take parking into consideration. I have a 30-foot rig. It's 28-foot the house RV section, and then there's the cab, so it's about 30 foot, I usually said. Usually at shopping centers, like if I'm going to a grocery store or Walmart, they usually have pretty big parking lots, and I usually don't have any problems finding parking in those kinds of places. However, when I drive anywhere else, parking is always an issue. I always have to research in advance just to try to find out what the parking situation is going to be like. And even then, there might not be enough parking. I've had to learn how to do creative parking, which is when you're parking in a place that's not a designated parking area. When I first started doing the creative parking, I would think, oh my God, am I allowed to park here? As time went on, I just got used to it, and now I feel more comfortable about it, and I've never had anybody say anything to me about it. Then when I went back to New Jersey, I had all of these doctor's appointments and dentist appointments, and at my eye doctor, I knew that they had a very large parking lot, so I knew that I had a space to park. I went to the dentist, I called in advance, and I told them that I have a 30-foot motorhome, and I don't have another travel vehicle. Is there enough room in the parking lot for me? And the woman who answered the phone was like, oh yeah, we got a big parking lot, there's plenty of space. I get there, and the only parking space in the entire parking lot that was big enough for me to fit in, it took me 20 minutes to cram my RV in there. When I first started out, the parking and driving around in this was a little bit more anxiety provoking, but now I've gotten accustomed to it. So it's a little bit easier for me. At some point in the future, I might get a truck and a fifth wheel trailer. Right now, I'm working with a motorhome. Yeah, there's annoyances, but that's life. Right now, I'm enjoying my RV life. And maybe at some point in the future, things would change.